After editing this video and spending several days filming all this footage with 5 different transmitters and numerous range test runs, I wanted to just start this off by saying this video got a lot longer than I intended. There's a lot of good information. If you want to skip through all the extra video, at the end I've got the breakdown of the data. So if that's all you're looking for, just skip to the end. I'll break it down into chapters for each different transmitter. And some of the transmitters got 2 or 3 tests. There's a lot of good information in there, and it's pretty interesting seeing how far we got out, and watching for any, fail-safe events. This isn't a video to basically say this is the transmitter and receiver you want to use for any long-range stuff. I know ELRS is going to do way better for any long-range FPV type situations. That's not what this is about. This receiver specifically is not going to be the one you're going to pick if you're going to do extra long range stuff. I just wanted to find out for myself, and a lot of other people were interested, to find out just how far these transmitters will go, where you can get a signal, how far you can still control them, how far they'll fail safe. I was just interested in finding out for myself. Thought I would share it with you guys. If you're willing to sit down for a pretty long video, pop some popcorn, sit down and relax and enjoy. All right, we're back at it again. I'm working on the range test for the Spektrum AR631. I did this before. I ended up taking that video down because, as some of you guys pointed out, that I made mistakes on that one.
Yes, mistakes were made.
Some of you guys kind of got a little crazy about how you were calling me out on that one.
What's that ominous glow in the distance?
Guys need to chill out a little bit. But I did admit my mistake. I took it down and I'm doing it over again. Let me show you what I've got now. This is going to be way more extensive. We're going to learn a lot more about it. The previous time, the range that I was seeing was only the telemetry range, which is limited. We know that on Spektrum. It's got flyby telemetry. But with this test, we're going to learn what the true flyby telemetry range is in my setup with a number of different transmitters. We're going to learn the flyby telemetry range. And we're also going to find out what the fail-safe range is, because I've created a setup to real-time show me when it goes into fail-safe. So let me show you what I got going on here, and then we'll get started on the test. Okay, so for starters, I got my same drone that I used on the last one. I've got it. This is my SJRC F22, kind of a Frankenstein. I've got it rigged up with a little, it's got a little 2S battery on it, a little DC to DC power adapter that drops it down. That's basically my BEC for the receiver. I have a PWM to relay adapter that is tied to a LED light. It sits out in front of the camera. When it goes into failsafe, I've got the failsafe program to turn that light on when it goes into failsafe. As long as that light's off, we would have control of the airplane. If this AR631 was in a plane, the light turns on, we would have lost control, and then at that point, whatever your fail-safe settings are for the receiver would take over, and it would do whatever it's going to do. I've got that tied to the throttle channel on my transmitter. The throttle is going to be to maximum for the normal flight, so when it goes into fail-safe, throttle is going to go to minimum per the fail-safe settings, which turns on that light. You'll be able to see that from the camera in my drone app, and we'll be doing a screen overlay of that. As for what we're testing, I'm going to start out with the internal 4-in-1 module on my RadioMaster TX16S. I have a T antenna that, and that one's a 2 dB antenna, these stock ones, and then this one is 3.43 dB T antenna. I'm going to replace that on the external module, see if that makes any difference. Then we're going to do the NX6. And then we're going to also do the DX6i. I don't know if we'll go in the exact order. And then the last one I have is the Radiomaster Zorro 4-in-1. This one just has a little tiny fixed antenna. I'll probably just put it out and put it sideways like that. Of course, I got the drone, which will show me the telemetry for the distance that we're at. What I'm going to do is follow out. Before I went straight out towards that mountain, I think what I'm going to do this time is just go out, and I'm going to fly IFR. Just going to fly, I follow roads. I'm going to go down that road right there. I'm out in the country, so there's very little traffic. But I'm just going to come out this way a little bit, turn and go down that road until I go into failsafe. Then I'll turn around and come back, see what range I get. We will be hearing call outs on some of these remotes when I lose the flyby telemetry. Anyway, at least with the RadioMaster TX16S for sure, I know we're gonna get a call out when it loses telemetry, so we'll be able to see that range. Let's get started. We got a lot of different testing to do. Okay, so now we're connected. You can see the LED there. Now the LED is on. Now I've got it tied to the throttle, so let me throttle up. So you can see the LED turns off. So I go to full throttle, turns off the LED. If it goes into failsafe, that LED is going to come on. All right, let's get her up to 100 feet. Give or take a little. Okay, so over there in parallel with the stick is the road I want to follow. So I'm going to head over my neighbor's house. She's cool with me flying.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, so 2,500 feet. 2,500 feet, we finally got a loss of telemetry. So we're getting on and off telemetry. We're 3,000 feet out. That's pretty dang good. Real quick, I'm going to lower the throttle and see if my light comes on. Okay, see, there's the light. I can see it good, and that was a test. That was not it losing connection. This is pretty amazing. This is really good. Wow, this is really impressive. Oh, there's the disconnect. I got it. Almost 4,000 feet. Okay, let's turn around. Okay, so yeah, there we go. We got 24 holds through that the receiver has saved. Almost 10,000 fades. Oops, I forgot to put my other landing gear back down after I was charging the battery.
Return home.
That was a successful test.
Stop, return home.
I think I'm going to go a little faster next time and just pivot the camera down. I think I'm going to go straight to the NX6. We'll put the AR631 in bind mode. Okay. Bind. There's our flight log. We'll watch that one. That'll show our fades and holds and stuff. Let's check the throttle. Okay, as I throttle up, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Okay. So our fail-safe indicator is working. And Now, if this transmitter does get much better range, my drone may not go that far, so we'll see. It's reporting a lot of fades, 5,000. We had like 10,000 fades on the Radiomaster, something like that. What time we were done? No holds. 3,400 feet. $3,600 feet. $3,800 feet. $4,000 feet. Hopefully my drone holds out long enough. I'll hold it up, make sure, hopefully my drone will get a decent, oh, I'm starting to lose my signal on the drone. Dang it. No. Still going out. I don't see the failsafe light on yet, but I'm getting to the limit of my drone. I'm losing my video signal. $4,500 feet out there. Pretty sketchy signal though. Well, it's safe to say that NX is definitely getting better range. But I got the external module and that other antenna to try on the Radiomaster. Almost 5,000 feet out there. I'm getting sketchy video, but I still don't see the light on. Wow, it's almost a mile out there. Over the desert. I do not see the light. I guess I could try testing it. Alright, this is going to be a test. I just reduced the throttle. Oh, there's the light. Put the throttle back up. Throttled back up and it cleared, so I've still got control over it. I don't know how much further I can go. It's probably going to return to home shortly because I don't have a good signal, but geez, I'm over a mile out there. Well, let's get it to about 6,000 feet if I can, and then I'll just do a return home because I can't get video signal, so I'm not going to be able to know anyway. Alright, it's still going. I'm getting telemetry back from the drone, but I'm not getting video. So there's 6,000 feet. I'm going to call it and hit return to home. Because if I can't see it, then there's not much point. I'll come back and see if when it gives me a signal back, it'll show me holds on there. So
Return home.
okay, so there's the return. Oh, there's my video, came back, 3,700 feet. Oh, I did have some holds now that I've got full signal back. That's interesting. I wonder why the fades disappeared. Maybe it won't go over, probably won't go over 10,000. Yeah, there's only 4 digits, so I guess it blinked it out. But I had 12 holds on there, so that's kind of frustrating. So I don't know exactly where those holds were because I didn't get an update on my LED because of the video loss out there. But it clearly went farther, but I wouldn't want to fly that far because clearly I was getting holds and stuff. So I think I'm still going to call it a, 3,800. Well, we'll look at the numbers when I analyze these videos, but I still don't think I'd be comfortable going more than 3,800 or 4,000, even with the NX, because of those holds, and I don't know when those holds occurred because I didn't see them on the video. I'm kind of thinking of doing the next test on the external module with the Radiomaster and putting that high dB antenna on there and see if we notice any obvious difference there. So there's the supposedly higher dB antenna. Okay, let's set up the model. I'm going to turn off the internal RF. Turn on the external RF. DSM, X2F. Okay, we get this bound up. Hold the button. Okay, we're in bind mode. All right, we're bound up. Failsafe indicators tested. We'll go to full throttle, turn off the failsafe indicator.
Fly.
Curious if I was a little higher, if my drone distance would be a little bit better. Okay, telemetry. Telemetry loss, that's about 2,600 feet. Let's go down to camera speed. All right, yeah, we're way out there already. Telemetry did pretty good, but it's lost now. All right, this is not a failsafe. I'm doing a stick test to make sure I have still got control. I do. Okay, that was a test. So telemetry or control still good, no failsafe. Oh, I think I just saw the light blink. Oh, there was a flicker. That was definitely on. Okay, so I'm getting fail safes. There was at least 3 that I noticed. Let's go out to about 4,000 or a little over. I'm going to call it because that was definitely a couple of fail safes. You wouldn't want to keep flying like that. All right, I'm losing signal just for kicks. I'm going to crank it up higher. See if I get signal better. Oh, wow, at a higher altitude I got telemetry back. Interesting. All right, let's just do a return to home.
Return home.
One thing's for sure, though, the flyby telemetry definitely has more range than I thought. My assumption was it was only a few hundred feet, but it's going out there quite a distance.
Return home.
Go to bind mode. Okay. Hold the bind button up here. Okay, tested the failsafe LED, that's working.
Fly.
All right, I'm gonna real quick do a test with the stick. I'm lowering the throttle. Okay, I still have control. So now we're watching for any blinks of that light. I got sketchy video. Still haven't seen the failsafe come on. Might have missed a flicker here and there. Alright, I'm going to stop there. It's about 5,000 feet. I'm going to take it straight up, see if I can get video recovered. Alright, I'm going to check control. I'm lowering the stick. I still got control. I'm at 5,000 feet out. Wow. Alright, let me see what happens if I try to go forward some more. I don't know if I can do it or not with the... But I'm at a much higher altitude. Trying to do this without losing signal to my drone. Oh, I've got no battery left. I got to come home. Well, over 5,000 feet. That's pretty impressive.
Return home.
Let's get the Zorro bound.
Welcome to HDX.
Alright, failsafe indicator works. Don't have a ton of battery, but let's give it a shot. Alright, 71% battery. Let's see what we got here.
Fly.
Let's go. Okay, I'm going to do a quick control test. Still got it. Yeah, I've already on Zorro. That's piece. 40%. All right, I'm going to do a quick control test. Still works. 2,800 feet. Oops. I'm going to do a quick control test, see if it responds. It does. 4,200 feet. Yeah, when I get back, I do have the DSM telemetry script on this radio. I can pull up and look at the flight log. Well, I might be missing something, but this looks to me like it's got better range than the TX16S. Alright, starting losing video. 33%. I'm over 5,000 feet. Yeah, I better come back. Let me just add a I got a lot of lag. Okay, I am in failsafe mode right now. Alright,
Return home.
let's do return to home. Failsafe's on right now. Let's see if I can load the DSM flight log. Once I get signal back, I should be able to see some information there. Alright, had 9 holds on that, 11,000 fades. Well, we got a lot of data there. Test didn't go exactly as smoothly as I'd hoped, just because I thought my drone would have better range than the Spektrum, but it was getting out there to the same range, so we got easy over 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet with these transmitters. Now they were all, even the NX6, getting holds or fail safes at that range, so it's difficult to know exactly how far it went because I was losing the telemetry video screen on some of those, so I can't be exactly sure where the limit was, but hopefully we'll review the footage and we'll be able to find the specific points where we lost signal. So, all right, let's crunch the numbers. All right, I'm not going to set up all the cameras today on the transmitter because there's really nothing to see on that much. We'll take a look. I can put it on the hat cam. We'll see what kind of holds, but really we're just looking for this light on the screen if it goes off. But I wanted to do a couple more tests. I didn't like how the NX6 test went. When I got out to those limitations, you know, anything above 4,000 feet, I was getting a lot of video cut out, so I really don't know exactly where the fail-safes were happening. There was some. We did have control clear out to like 5,500 feet. I was able to run the throttle up and down and see the light move, so I know I had some control, but I didn't know if I get, you know, fail-safes between 4,000 and 5,500, which I'm guessing I did, because except for the TX16S yesterday, I was getting like 5,000 to 5,200 feet, 5,300 feet from all the transmitters. The Zorro, the NX6, you know, at least, maybe more. Even the DX6i went out that far. But I want to do that RadioMaster TX16S again, see if I can improve that one at all, because that one was kind of disappointing. I mean, still excellent range, way beyond any line of sight that I could do with a normal airplane. And then I'm also going to put it in range test mode. I'm curious what the actual range, you know, airborne range is if you had it in range test mode. Let's start out doing the short range test. So let's go to model. Let's scroll down here to the internal RF, and we'll just put it in range mode. There's our 93 dB right now. Okay, let's go, and then we'll throttle up, turn off the LED light on our unit. And I did modify, I'll show you some pictures of it, but I modified the LED. I put a shroud around it, and I painted that stick black to make sure it was more visible in the sunlight. I think it'll help. All right, so 70 dB. Okay, let's head out. Yeah, I'm going to turn on my crosshairs. Okay. Still got signal 187 feet away. You know, I'm going to put it in slow mode just for
Turn
this.
on obstacle avoidance mode.
Let's turn off the obstacle avoidance. All right. So even in low power range mode, I'm already 300 feet away. Interesting. Oh, I lost it. Let's see, did it go to failsafe? Can't tell. Let me run it down. Yes, it did. Okay, so let me back up. I didn't see exactly where that happened. It just happens I got sunrise right behind me, so it is glaring on that LED, but it should coincide exactly with the RSSI, just so that's jumping in and out. So there's 0 again. Oh, there's the light. Okay, so right where we're at is jumping in and out. 288 feet. So I bet you if we're at like 250 feet or so, we'll have a pretty steady signal. Yeah, it's pretty solid there. So 250 feet. All right, let's exit out of that. And we had 7 holds. Let's bring it back because I want to clear those holds out before I do the next test.
Fly.
All right, I'm 4,200 feet. Let me test the throttle, see if I've got control right now. And I do. Okay, so we're doing better today with the Radiomaster. Let's, now that we're out there, let's put it in slow mode. So we can better keep an eye on it. 4,300. Oh, there's one, 4,300. It cleared. No, it's now that we're sitting there, let's move my antenna. Okay, I just rotated my transmitter antenna to the right, didn't help. To the left, didn't help. Up. All right, I tipped it forward and it did help. Tip it back. I just moved. Okay, that was me moving the stick. So I still got control, but it did fail safe way longer than I would have wanted it to. Let's go out a little bit further. We got some battery. All right, we're fail safed again. I'm curious if I pick up the transmitter. Okay, so we're fail safing right now, kind of on and off. Getting some lag on the video again. If I pick up the transmitter, no, I'm getting a lot of. All right, now I'm going to take the altitude up. Because at that lower altitude, we are getting some things, you know, interfering with our line of sight. I'm going to take it up to 300 feet, see what happens. All right, I'm going to move the stick. No, I got a failsafe right now. Yeah, so quite a few failsafes. But went out a little bit further than yesterday, I think. Had one momentary failsafe. All right, so let's bring it home.
Return home.
Fresh battery, we got satellites, we're ready to go. Our screen capture is still working. We got the NX6 radio. We're going to do another range test. I'm going to take it up to like 150 feet this time just to make sure I get a good signal to the drone and I don't get those interferences. Maybe even a little higher. We'll see. All right, take it up. I need to turn off my obstacle avoidance. I'm going to leave it in normal mode until we get out at least 3,000-4,000 feet or something. Oop. Oop, I just saw a hold. Video's looking pretty good. All right, I'm going to do a manual. Oh, there it is, a failsafe. 5,500 feet. And it's a pretty steady one. All right, I'm going to take it up. So I've got it. I'm going to test the signal right now. That was me. So I do have some control. It did failsafe for quite a while, so that would not be ideal, but I'm over 6,000 feet and I still do have some control. Try it again there, 6,200 feet. Yep. I didn't even try the TX16S or any of the others like this, but the NX has definitely got some more strength. All right. 6400. Testing it. Okay, that was me. Wow. Nope, there's a failsafe. Distance over 2 kilometers. Pay attention to the wind speed and ensure safe return. Alright, I'm going to call it. Let me take it one more time at 6,700 feet. I still have some control. I just turned that on myself.
Return home.
All right, let's rebind the Radiomaster. Okay, we're bound. Power the transmitter back up. All right, power up the drone. All right, normal speed. I'm doing the same thing with this one. I'm going to take it up to 180, 200 feet or so. Get it decent altitude. Give it the best shot, like I did with the NX6. That airplane at? He's over there. All right, this is a TX16S test again.
Turn on obstacle avoidance mode.
All right, I'm going into slow mode. All right, I'm going to do my own test. Okay, that was me, and that was still good. I'm going to take it up a little bit more just to make sure I keep a good signal. All right, there's my 300 feet. Video's pretty solid. There's some interruptions. Let me move a little bit. Alright, I'm going to do my own failsafe test. Okay, I'm dropping the stick. Okay, I still have control, 4,800 feet. Still just have the one reported failsafe. I have not seen any personally with the light. I'll have to watch the footage. 5,200 feet. I'm going to test it myself. Okay, lowering. Okay, I still got control. That's good. Okay, I'm at a mile. No failsafe yet. I did already have one reported on the NX6 on its big run, so we're about the same so far. A little higher. I just really want to see how far I can get out there and still control it. Alright, there's 55. I'm going to move the stick myself. Getting some... Alright. That was triggered. That was me. I got some lag in the video signal. It's taking a little while to kick back to me, but... Alright, I'm still got control. It's not fail-safed. I know I just did it, but I can't remember how far I went out with the NX. I know it was over 6,000. All right, I'm going to manually trigger the light just to see if I got control. Well, I know I got control. If I'm not fail-safed, I know I've got a signal. I'm going to do it myself though. There's me. Okay, I still got signal and control. That was me. Oh, there's a fail-safe. 6,300 feet. Okay, now we're getting quite a few. All right, yeah, we're doing a lot of fail-safes now. All right. I'm going to call it.
Return home.
Yeah, a little bit more altitude. The Radiomaster went out about the same. Just needed a slightly more altitude. And I got out there over 6,000 feet. We're not fail-safed right now. Reported 8 holds. I'm getting some intermittent telemetry coming back already, and that is way out there. So their flyby telemetry still got pretty dang good range. I'm at a mile and I'm getting some intermittent telemetry. I don't know if you can see that. I'm still out, right there's a mile, and I'm getting telemetry right now. I'm going to manually trigger the failsafe indicator. Yep, I've got control right now. So if I did want to use the Radiomaster, I just want to make sure I get a little more altitude before I went out too far. That 100-foot altitude has a lot of trees and buildings right in the way. Well, that's pretty good, and I'm glad to have redeemed my TX16S a little bit. NX6 does better at little bit less line of sight. When I had a little more obstructions, the NX6, actually all the other radios, for some reason even the Zorro handled the lower altitude better. But once I got it up to 200 to 300 feet, the TX16S went clear out there, pretty much equivalent to the NX6, maybe just shy, but. Now, even though we're seeing these over a mile range with this Spektrum receiver and equipment, I certainly would not use, this would not be my choice for long range equipment. If I was going to set up some kind of FPV gear to do some long range stuff, I don't have any personal experience with it, but I know the ELRS is the way to go if we're going to want to get out into that kind of range reliably and not have to worry about it.
Stop, return home.
All right, well, successful second day of testing. Let's get these numbers together. I don't know how the video is going to edit together, but we got a lot of good testing yesterday. I definitely liked trying the higher altitude, and that definitely gave a more consistent result from the TX16S and the NX, and a lot more realistic, I think, if you're going to go that kind of range, because as you go out there, there's trees, there's tall houses. I can see some houses there. They're going to be right in the way. If you're trying to get at 100 feet, at a mile away, you're definitely down on the horizon. You've got things in the way. So not the best circumstances if we're trying to see what kind of range we can really get. So anyway, let's go get the numbers together and get the final results. So here's the data I've collected. You can peruse this information, pause the video, look over the spreadsheet at your convenience. This video's already been long, so I'll try not to spend a lot of time on this, but here's my breakdown of what I've learned through these tests. First, the flyby telemetry range is capable of much further range than I expected. At times I was receiving telemetry data at greater than 5,000 feet away, although when we were at an altitude of about 110 feet, where I normally, or most of my tests were done, the average telemetry range was disconnecting at right around 2,500 to 3,000 feet. Still much further. I thought that was, just a few hundred foot feature, the flyby, the way they describe it as flyby telemetry. Didn't seem like it would go that far, but we were getting a lot of distance out of that, much further than I thought. Now, when using Edge TX, I would still recommend you either disable the telemetry alarms to turn them off entirely. That's this checkbox here. You can turn them off entirely so you don't get any of those call outs. You also have an option, which I do sometimes, what I was doing during these tests, is you just reduce these down to, you can set them at 0 during that flight, but as soon as you power the radio off, they're going to go back to the defaults for like 45 and 42. If you set these for 1, they will stay there and retain. Edge TX will erase them if you set them to 0. If you set these to a low number like 1, you're only going to get the call out if telemetry is completely disconnected. You won't hear the telemetry low alarms and telemetry critical alarms all the time. It'll just say when it's disconnected. So you still might get some nuisance alarms. If you don't like that, just turn on this checkbox and ignore it. You just got to keep in mind that telemetry warning has nothing to do with your control of the airplane. It only relates to that data that you're collecting over the telemetry connection. So it doesn't mean you're going to lose connection or control of the airplane, so don't panic. It is a little disconcerting when you hear those warnings while you're trying to fly. So if you don't like that, just turn it off. You don't have to worry about it. You'll get telemetry when you get it. Anyway, that's what I've learned on the flyby telemetry. The next thing, if you're looking for all-out range, this 100-foot not this one, but this around 100-foot altitude that I was using isn't really far enough for long range. Even as in a flat as area as I was in, there's plenty of obstacles when you're out 2, 3, 4, 5,000 feet away. Tons of trees, houses, buildings blocking your signal. So you're going to need some penetration to get through that stuff. So if you want to really figure out the range, clearly when I was doing these tests, when you got up to the higher ranges, the range got much better. Next thing that was interesting, the range test mode. The spec says that if you have control of your airplane at 100 feet facing the plane in the low power / range test mode, that is sufficient to fly. I'm pretty confident that's an accurate value. On the ground, your range is a lot less than if you're in the air. And in the air, I was getting, in range test mode, I was getting the signal didn't drop until I got to about 400 feet away. And then when I backed up, I got the signal back at right around 250 feet or so. By my calculations, that means in range test mode, you're going to get roughly 5% of your actual full range. At least that's what I got, or what I saw with these tests. So that low power mode really drops your signal range considerably. And remember not to try to fly in range test mode, or you'll definitely lose your signal pretty quick. Now to the max range. At the lower altitude, the TX16S unfortunately performed the worst of all the other ones. So it definitely appears to not have as good of penetration as the other radios did. Even the Zorro beat it by like 1,000 feet, over 1,000 feet, except for the DX6i, which amazingly didn't show any fail safes as we went out. Then I had a low battery in the drone and had to pull it back. So that could be one that might be interesting to do another test with. It's just not as mainstream and as popular of a transmitter because it's so old, but it performed excellent. So I would not be afraid to use that transmitter. It doesn't have forward programming and all the bells and whistles, but it's clearly a very nice transmitter. And I didn't even have really full batteries in it. But except for the DX6i, all of them, including the NX, got a few brief holds and fail-safes on the way out there. Most of them were quick enough and they recovered quickly enough that it probably would not have caused a big issue or a crash, as long as you recovered your connection quickly. Let's say you were FPV or something at that range. At 300 foot, when we took it up and do those tests the next day at 300 feet, both the NX6 and the TX16S still had the ability to control the receiver at over 6,000 foot of range. That's incredible to me. I did not expect it to go out that far, but you get some altitude, then even the RadioMaster TX16S had about the same kind of range as the NX. Now, they both got several fail-safes along the way, so you would not want to be flying around like that out there. But in conclusion, anything line of sight for a fixed-wing airplane should be no problem. I'm actually surprised by the range I was able to achieve. And while I was already confident the Spektrum receivers, this adds to my confidence level. And obviously, conditions in your area will differ, so your results may vary greatly. How you orient your antenna, how you hold the controller, how you route the antenna in the airplane, local sources of RF interference, etc. can all greatly affect the signal. So just keep that in mind as you do these tests. But like I said at the beginning of the video, this is by far not a video to try to tell you this is the receiver to use if you want to do some long range stuff. I just wanted to find out what kind of range we could get out of it and how well it would do. And I think we've done that. If you stuck it out this far, thanks for watching. If you skipped ahead just to the end to see the data, that's fine too. I know it's a long video. I don't expect everybody to sit through it all or be that patient, but it was a lot of data to cover. I made it as quick as I could, but there's just a lot of material to fit in there. So hope the chapters were helpful so you could skip to what you were interested in. And thanks for watching again. And if you have any comments, constructive criticism, anything like that, go ahead and put them in the comments below. If you disagree with results, that's fine too. Just be professional about it. You can speak your mind. I don't mind having healthy debates. Just, don't be a jerk about it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Everybody take care.